Light and Love, and I wanted to speak to you. Hi, here's Shoshana. Say Chag Sameach, happy holidays for everybody. And I wanted to talk to you about lessons we can learn from Shann'Ann. Was Jake Watts. First of all, just behind me is rambling of children. There's going to be a lot of kids coming here soon. And look at their mothers. Every single one, almost, oh no, this is rare. She actually doesn't have a phone stuck in her ear. Most young women have their phones where they document every single moment of their child's welfare. This is Shelby. And every single moment of their child. This one has, look, she has the phone stuck. I don't know if it's the mother. This is the new motherhood. Children are constantly being photographed and look at my child and look at this and look at that. Or they use the phone as a way of getting away from the children for 5 minutes or more because the kids are driving them crazy. So the phones can backfire, and this is how. In mindfulness, we learn to be present at the moment, just like dogs. Dogs are very, very present. They live at the moment, and we need to learn from them. We learn from them a lot of yoga, right? Downward facing dogs, and there's different poses of yoga learned from animals. The yogis were very wise, and they learned from animals. And what we can learn from Shoshana and other wonderful beings like that is not to be on the phone constantly. It's a very short time, even though it seems forever when the kids are young. So be there for your kids. Don't stick that phone under your ear or take photos or constantly disconnect. It's hard to be with kids. So when you do have that precious time to yourself, be offline, exercise offline. So I'm contradicting myself because here I am speaking on the internet. But during the time I had little kids, we didn't have the phones. There was just the period where they didn't have phones. They were just starting the phones during the kids were born in 96, 98, 2000. The phones were just starting out, fortunately, for the kids. I did try to escape through other means, through the normal telephone, but then it's at home. But nowadays, the kids don't get enough attention. And the other important point we can learn is not to focus on your life around children or husband. That doesn't make you a great woman. A great woman doesn't have to be sacrificing for her children or her husband and constantly thinking and talking about her husband and her children. We're all transitory. We're all just passing through this life. So make sure when you have that trip through your life, make sure you dedicate time for yourself and your self-development. Yes, Shoshana, your self-development. And learn from dogs to be present, to dedicate your life, some time for yourself through exercise. And most important thing is, like, I'm getting a very low price fridge. My life motto is the cheaper the better. And I believe it's a good motto. It helps me survive. And some people are, the more expensive car, the more expensive fridge, the more expensive house, the better. Why? Who cares? Nobody cares. We don't have to compete with the Joneses. The Joneses don't care either. And look how wonderful to do exercise. Wow, I love this. Can you see the guy doing exercise over there? This is, for me, what you should be doing with your time, right? Wow. It doesn't cost money. All you do is take yourself, go into a beautiful place outside and exercise. We're blessed here to have wonderful weather all the time almost. Winter is a weekend in Israel. It is indeed a good place to be. And you can exercise. It doesn't cost anything. People pay for gyms and personal trainers and I don't know what. What for? You just come here. You don't pay anything. And the best things in life are free. That's another lesson I've learned. And don't dedicate time for children because children grow up anyway. Give them what they need and not more. You have needs too. You need to exercise. You need to eat well. You need to spend time nourishing your mind and do that. Don't feel like you have to constantly focus your life around anyone. And as far as having a man, no man will ever make your life better. You yourself are the only one who can make your life better. People are stupid. People are weak. They are not strong, and they're not going to be there for you. You're going to be there for you. If you need to move a table and you need to do something, do it yourself. Do everything by yourself that you can. And as far as making connections with people, make sure those connections are connections that nourish you, and make sure that you're not obsessed with them. And I think one of the reasons why so many people are obsessed with Chris Watts is because his wife was obsessed with him also. She was constantly like, my husband is the best thing that ever happened to me and all that. And I think she was brainwashed by society. It's not just her family, because I think she had a good role model. Her parents seem very happy. If there's a good marriage, I would say it's Shann'Ann Rusjak's parents and brother. They look like such a wonderful family. The way they react, the way they support each other, the way they have their own mind, just the way, the light that shines from them, the lack of meanness, their spirituality. It just seems to me they're very well connected. And she could have married somebody like her father, somebody who was really, maybe she thought she did. But you know what? The proof of the pudding, the taste, right? You have to check it out yourself. And when you see, how can you see if somebody's pretending to be nice? How can you see if it's real or not? It's a good question. It's very hard to tell. But once things aren't working out, let go. Absolutely let go. Nobody's worth it. Your life is not worth sacrificing for anyone or anything. Although I do believe you need to have ideology and causes that are worthwhile spending your time with, like mine is protecting animals, rescuing animals, and speaking up for causes and for human rights. But don't sacrifice your life. Don't give up your life for anything. Money is definitely the last thing you should spend your life worrying about accumulating, because nobody's ever taken even 1 cent to their grave. So what you do need to do is nourish your body through yoga, exercise, right? Go out to nature, just enjoy being outside, and instead of being in, spending time making more money and getting a bigger fridge, a bigger house, the more things you have, the more you have to worry about. You accumulate, and then you realize that your personality is like shrinking. The more things you have, the less your personality is growing, and the more you care about what people think about you. It's also like that. Oh, my car isn't big enough. My house isn't big enough. And I have to have a husband or a wife so I can show off. But you know what? Nobody cares. You know who cares? You. You should think about yourself, what you care about. You have to develop yourself. You have to develop your spirituality and your time on earth, and connect to this beautiful sentinel beings that teach us that what we really need in life, you don't need that much food, really. You don't need that much. You need a roof above your head, some food. Everything else is just really luxury. And the internet is a way to connect to people, but don't overdo it. Don't spend every single day, when you have young children, constantly being online. And take time for yourself. Absolutely. I do spend a lot of time online now because I want to share my conclusions. I think it's sad that young people don't learn from elderly people anymore. I think it's sad that in this world, age is really completely crazy, that the younger you are, the better. That young people speak as if they know everything. They don't value the life experience of other people. And it doesn't mean just because you're old that you do have wisdom, but you do have life experience. And it's really sad that in society, being old is not a good thing. And yeah, and I think women should really work on having a lot of self-esteem, and to connect to other people that will empower them. And if a lot of women are really toxic, they're jealous, they're envious, they're constantly focused on getting a man, and then they talk about the man constantly. That was my life experience. And they're not really focused on becoming the best version of themselves. They're not really focused on their life achievement award. They're just like constantly focused on other people and competing with the Joneses, which is why I really don't identify with women at all. I don't find them attractive in any way. I don't like to sit with women, to talk to them. Men are so much more interesting because most men are focused on themselves in a good way. The bad way of focusing on yourself is ignoring other people's needs. If you're in a marriage that doesn't work, leave, walk away. Life is too short. And so I think we should focus on Shann'Ann. We should focus on learning how a wonderful, beautiful, wise woman never appreciated herself enough to walk away from a person who didn't appreciate her. Doesn't appreciate you, walk away, goodbye. Hasta la vista, pack your things, leave. Leave him the big house, leave him everything, and go somewhere else. This world is huge, and there's lots of spaces and places you can go to. So don't stay in a place where you're not loved and appreciated. And if your family is toxic, disconnect, snip, snap, fuck. Don't connect to people who don't appreciate you. You give and people don't appreciate, they say mean things to you. Goodbye, you're out of there. You don't need to be with people who speak badly of you, whether it's your children, your siblings, your parents, your cousins, whatever. Disconnect, don't be sad, don't be sorry you're not in connection with family. Don't be sad that you don't live out the false images sold to us by movies and commercials, especially commercials. You don't need to be in a place where you're not loved and appreciated. And the most important thing is you have to appreciate yourself. So peace, light, and love. And let's learn from Shann'Ann. Let's stop talking about stupid men who murder people. You have to be very stupid to destroy, because there's so much you can build. There's so much you can do in life. And to use your life energy, your life power, the power of living, to destroy others is the stupidest thing ever. So, which is why yoga makes so much sense. It's about peace, it's about nonviolence, and it's about connecting to yourself first of all, not to connect to others first of all. And this is the biggest problem women have in our society, that they connect to others first and themselves last. And then you find this deep hole and you say, who am I? Where am I? You wake up and realize, oh my God, I gave and gave and gave, and I feel so empty, and I'm overweight, and I'm unhappy, and I'm taking sleeping pills, and I'm having health issues. Why? Because you don't go by the rules the universe has for you to grow, which is the yoga rules, which is to connect to yourself first of all, and not think constantly on how to make other people feel better, but you feel better, you will be a good role model for your kids, and that's the most important thing. And you have to be a good role model for your daughters, to be strong and powerful and not destructive and not toxic and positive. It's peace, light, and love for everybody. Again, I'm finally finishing this lesson in life. Yigi Mangala. Peace, light, and love. I can't use my other hand because I am... Wait, maybe I can. See me here with this light? I love this light. You see how I look different outside? So, peace, light, and love. And please subscribe to my channel. I'm going to make more messages of peace, light, and love. And I dedicate this to the Kurdish people's struggle against the violence, against the Turkish forces who are now using their life force to destroy others. No more peace, no more wars, no more bloodshed. Peace, light, and love, and a lot of peace for you in your life. Om Shalom.